Warm welcome, everybody. Today is a slightly different content. I am flying inside China on domestic flight from Kunming to Nanjing in a very interesting airline. It's called Okay Airline, and the airplane is Boeing 737-800, all economy. Fascinating thing. So I was thinking that I will just show you how one of the cheapest and low quality airline looks in China, because there are plenty of airlines. There are a few big ones which fly internationally, and many people may try them already when they come to China or from China, and of course they fly domestically as well. But there are also a lot of small ones which fly almost only inside China. So this is one of them. I heard it's the first time when I fly on this airline, Okay Airline, and I heard that it's really one of the worst airlines in China in opinion of the Chinese people. So far we didn't crash, so it's not terrible. There is no food service. The flight is 2.5 hours only. Still, on such a rather short route in China, many times people get something. People get a bottle of water, some food pack, kind of. I wouldn't call it a sandwich. Something, little bit fruit, some sweet bun or something. So on this flight, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Also, the plane is almost full. There are literally only few places empty. Full economy, and it's quite tight, especially when it comes to luggage. Although after we did the reservation, we had a clear information that people are allowed to take only one cabin luggage inside the cabin, because in China people always take two pieces and some smaller bags. They take a small suitcase, they take a backpack, and they take a paper bags with a lot of food inside. So this time it was clearly announced that people can take only one piece of luggage inside. Practically it means that people take only one suitcase and the small paper bags with plenty of food, and there's not enough place in the luggage bins, which was little bit funny before we took off too. So the crew announced that there will be some fluid service. So there will be hot water for the people. I see that there's a cold water and maybe even tea. I think that there will be no coffee, unfortunately. I'll try to ask, but I doubt it. But hey, it's not bad. It was supposed to be nothing, but there will be water. So this is what I've got. A cup of cold water, spring water, OKAir. Life with love, OKAir. Okay. Let me show you the space. So I'm the medium size, not very tall person. The person in front of me reclined already, and where there is I still have a little bit space there. Now if I sit completely straight, then it's like this. Actually no drama at all. It's a little bit narrow, but it's okay for me. I would say for a cheap airline, the space on the seat is no dramatic. There's a tray table, and there's instruction, and there was a vomit bag which I've already taken for my collection. I just took the second portion of my water. The crew seems to be nice, smiling to people. They don't have much to do, so why wouldn't they? And when it comes to my seat, there was we didn't find an option to choose. There was an option to choose the seat. However, before we even got this option, quite late, turned out that the seats which were automatically assigned to our tickets are quite good. 7th row in the front, and I have a window seat. I cannot complain. Very nice. By the way, I've just learned that the name of this airline, how the Chinese people say it, it's Okay Air. Okay Air, not Okay Air. Very interesting. So there's one fascinating thing on every Chinese flight, inside or actually long haul as well. In the Chinese airlines, every Chinese airlines has it. There's always a security officer on board of the airplane, and we have a young guy in our plane. He looks quite nice, and they always have the camera on the chest, so they go to the back of the plane and back to the front, and they record everybody who is on board. Look at this. So this is something which people of course noticed long time ago on Chinese airplanes, and I also find it very interesting. Flight is very smooth. The takeoff was very nice. That's it. I will try a little bit later to go to the toilet and see how clean it is. Maybe towards the end of the flight, after some people will use it, we will see whether the crew can handle the cleanliness. So there's no in-flight entertainment in this plane, not at all, not even the overhead screens. But there is a sale going on. The crew quickly finished serving the water, and now they try to sell some bullshit items to the passengers. Some model of the plane, some bottle for water, and some sunglasses. J-20 fighter pilot sunglasses. So that was quite entertaining, actually, I have to say.
喝水量内胆是316不锈钢，安全、健康、耐腐蚀，而且它的内胆可以轻松拆卸，让宝宝在玩耍和喝水都两不误。这款水杯在官方售价为可以保护眼睛不受紫外线的伤害，另外一方面佩戴出行也更加安全。
I came to a toilet, and let me tell you, it's tiny. Okay, it's a narrow body. But even for the narrow body, it is tiny. It's not filthy though. There's no paper left. Ah no, there is a paper. Let me show you around. So there it is. Of course, the toilet. Here is a table for the child. A tiny sink. Still paper. And there are paper towels to wipe the hands. That's okay. There is some empty space here, and the mirror, and the sailing. And it's not filthy, it's quite okay, but it's so tiny. Oh my god, must be the tiniest toilet I saw in the plane so far. Let's take a look at the plane. Full economy Boeing 737-800. And it's full. 42 rows, if I saw correctly. 6 people each row. How many people are in the plane? So there are 2 toilets in the back, 1 toilet in front. And here is my seat 7A. Let me tell you a little bit about the price for this flight. So we bought economy seat ticket because it's only economy plane for 440 Chinese yuan per person, which is more or less $65 US. So it is not actually terribly cheap. But in China, when you buy tickets in China, it's a little bit kind of annoying, a little bit tricky, because you buy a ticket and always to the price of the ticket there is an airport fee added, like a fuel fee, construction fee. So the plane ticket itself was 370, and on top of this it was additional 70 for this payment for the fuel. I don't know for what reason they separated, and payment for the construction of the airport. Still, you can compare, because I came from Europe and we have this infamous budget airlines where you can really fly for 19 euro, 29 euro between the cities. So this is more expensive in China. Or you can take a lot of luggage, because we have each person, we have a big suitcase in the cargo, we have a small suitcase in a cabin, and we have small bags as well. So alright, we take quite a lot of luggage. Still, flying in China is not terribly cheap. There are no budget airlines. Like, this is one of the shittiest airline, and because of this considered one of the cheapest ones, and still $65 to fly less than 2,000 kilometers inside China, domestic flight. That's how it looks like. Look at this. The weather is becoming little bit better, and we can see some details on the ground. There are some actually nice mountains here. I don't know what mountains they are. They look very nice. It looks like there's little bit snow on the top. If anybody knows geography of China, you can write me in the comment, where am I? Look at this big city under us. What could it be, huh? And we can already start to see the Chongqing River. Very busy river. Oh, can you see our shadow? Check it out. That's interesting. Plenty of ships on this river, always. A lot of barges parked there. Look at that. And just behind the river there is a mansion city, and on this side there's a huge industrial area. There is a smelting factory, still very active, as you can see, and polluting environment. We see at least 3 chimneys with a lot of smoke coming out. Look at this. Oh, check it out. You can make a close-up. And another part of factory is there. So anybody is interested in the heavy industry, here it is. A big industrial site in Mansion. And this round lake which you see down there is an old quarry which is flooded now. And I've been really there, down there, and let me take a look. If you can see down there, I make a big zoom. There are few old machines prepared for the visitors. Really cannot see it clearly, we are still too high. But it's a very nice place. And when I've been there, I saw so many planes taking off from Nanjing. And today we have an approach path to the airport, flying very closely above this artificial lake. Very nice. Shall we see? Will we land or will we crash? Hey, we landed. Okay, we arrived to Nanjing. We just landed. It was moderately exciting. Little bit rough. I would say typical for a narrow body flight, domestic flight in China. Let's see if we get to the gate or whether we'll have a shuttle bus. I don't know what this airline decided to pay for in Nanjing. So anyhow, let me summarize quickly the flight. It was fine. It was actually okay, I would even say. And I can tell you a few words about the crew, because the crew makes the biggest impression, and pretty much the whole experience, almost whole experience, or the biggest part depends on how the crew behaves. And I think they were quite okay. They didn't have much work to do, but like I observed already in China, very often the people working are quite professional. They're maybe not extremely friendly. They will not come to chat with you. They will not exchange some, personal opinions, but they are quite professional. They do what they should do. So that's how it looks like. That's how it is to fly domestic flight in China on narrow body, full economy, which is always exciting experience, and with one of the maybe least popular and not the best airlines, but it was not bad. So see you next time eating something.